All right. Hello, our dear candidates. I want to welcome you to today's edition of our online lessons. I hope you're already having fun interacting with your teachers live. However, I want to thank those who are really taking it seriously with the lessons we are giving, and we hope you will continue with that spirit for us to achieve more. I want to thank you for joining this segment today. I'm here for English, and as you remember very well, before we left off, we had covered topic one, and the remaining bits of that work we were able to send it via WhatsApp. I hope all of you guys were able to do it. We are hoping to see it very soon. Now, allow me to begin from topic two as we try to cover up what we have not yet. Topic two is on letter writing, as we are already aware. That's where I want us to focus our lesson today. Now, letter writing, as we have already discussed, when we were giving the topic outline, we said we've got the two subtopics. One that I prefer calling the friendly letters or writing friendly letters. Though some people call them the informal, yet others refer to them as unofficial, which is also very okay. The three mean the same type. Then topic two, which is almost the opposite of the first one, is the formal writing or the formal letter writing. Some people still call it the official, yet others call it the business letters. We shall see why. Why business? Why official? All why friendly? Very soon. But today, I want us to focus on the first subtopic and see what makes what makes an informal letter and what is it. So move with me and we take that journey. What is a friendly letter for starters? I've come up with my own to understand it very well. And I'm saying this type of letter is written to people with whom you are related, people who are your friends, people who are your peers, or anybody else with whom you have a relationship. What I mean is, when I think of writing a letter, at the back of my mind, I should be able to know the relationship I have with this person I'm writing to. This will help me to choose whether to write this type of letter or not. When do I choose? When this person is my relative, when this person is my friend, who is my peer, meaning we are of the same age, or anybody that have that close relationship. Those are the people that will receive this kind of letter. Now, like I said, some people prefer calling it informal. Why? Reason is simple. These letters, when we are writing them, we write them using informal writing or language. So we are saying friendly letters come under informal writing, and there is nothing official about them. So they can also be called informal letters or unofficial. Now, What forms an informal letter? Some people call them the components. What are those components? What are those things that I shouldn't miss out when I'm thinking of writing a friendly letter? I've grouped them under 5 parts. So I have 5 parts of a friendly letter. In other words, I mean the components of a friendly letter, but grouped in 5 parts. Now, allow me to take you through these parts, and I want you to follow through very well, because this is where writing begins. You understand this, then you're good to go to write a letter, a good letter. Now, first part is the heading. I don't want you to confuse it with the heading of a title, but this heading we are talking about is having a sender's address and the date. The two forms for us the heading when we talk about letter writing. So, friendly letter heading includes the sender's address and the date. A sender is a person who is going to send. The one who is going to write and send becomes our sender. So we are saying the writer's address plus the date. Note this very carefully. The date that shows the day to write in figure. And we have our date. This date is very, very okay. Yet others also choose to write it this way by putting those. And this is also very, very fine. And also, I've seen so many people choosing to put periods in between there. And that is also very, very okay. However, I want to encourage us to go for this one, which has a month written in ones. You have day first, month in ones, then the year, for example, 2020. However, there are so many cases where some writers choose to put a comma before the year. Well, that is okay, but the problem is it is slowly phasing out in British kind of writing. So I always advise us to leave it to use it only when we are going to use this date in a sentence. For example, Mary is going to hold a birthday party on 24th June, 2020. Now, if it is used in a sentence, it's a must. We shall see it there. But for this, we may not see it there. That is very, very okay. I hope so. Then before I leave this, don't forget, I remember we discussed this, we said this address can be used or can be written in lower case, capitalizing only the first letters, like I've done, or we can capitalize everything. That is also okay. But today I've chosen to have this. But you can choose to have capital letters. I hope part 1 is very clear now. I want to move on. Don't forget part 1, address, date. Now, part 2 forms the salutation and the greeting. And we are saying salutation is simply a word of greeting we use to begin a letter. This should be courteous enough and should be showing respect. given you some few examples there. For example, I can say, Dear John. I'm using dear, capital D, capital J, because this is a proper noun, then followed by a comma. However, I'm not trying to mean that it's only dear that can be used, level of relationship you have. For example, I've seen some people simply saying hi. Very, very okay. Since this is informal writing, I've seen others say hello. This is okay. And very many others is need to take John for this case. Now, we come to the greeting. This is now the main greeting in this letter. How are you doing over there? And you can add on other sentences, as we shall see when we come to the example. But don't make your greeting so big, because it's not the main purpose of it, where we put the main message. So here we can simply say, how are you doing over there, blah, blah, blah. Or, how are you? So many candidates love this information is put, because the body is the main part of the letter that you're writing. So it should contain the information or the message that you want to send out. That part is seen in this part. Not in the first part we have discussed, not the other parts we're going to see, but here, this is the body, this is the flesh, this is the part where the message is going to be seen. Now, two ways of beginning the body, which I want us also to look at. Way one, I've seen some people write I am, and note it, am are two words. I am writing. And I've also seen many writers say, I have written. Now, there's not much difference here. That later. That is why we make it continuous. For example, I am writing. The other person who is going to read will get in mind that after writing, I need to respond. I need to reply. Yet, when I say a response, you want to make an invitation. You want to have expecting a reply. So, basically, that is we have. And I've chosen to take and write, given the background of the explanation I've given. Allow me to go to part gesture. Let's start with capital letters, but again followed by commas. Pay attention to. I understand we do not have those signatures, but the signature we could probably have is the lower case, using lower case on our names. For example, Kakoza writing in small case. But again, because it's a proper noun, each of the parts of the name is going to begin with a capital letter, like capital K, capital R, but the rest should be small. Now, if you capitalize them, if it's academic writing, you're going to be penalized. Why? The moment I put capital letters or uppercase, the type of the letter definitely changes. The moment you put capital letters here all through, it's no longer an informal, but a semi-formal letter. Yet it's not the intention that you had. So be careful when signing off. So those are the 5 parts. Now, if you have those 5 parts at your fingertips, trust me, writing a letter becomes easier because there is a point of reference. Now, allow me take you to the next part where we shall apply the 5 parts. Take a look at this example. They have given you this question, though I always prefer to call it the instruction. Yes, it's a question because you're going to answer, but it's giving information that you're going to use. That's why I prefer calling it the information given. So if we follow this information, you can read with me, then we shall see how to deal with it. Using your school address, write a letter to your friend. We are writing to a friend. So if I ask you what type of letter you're going to write, the answer should be a friendly letter or an informal letter because we are writing to a friend. Write a letter to your friend in another school, inviting him or her to your 12th birthday party. In your letter, tell him or her when, where, and the time it will take place. Then remind him or her to come with a gift for you. So that is what they want us to write about. Now, such instructions limit us to what the examiner needs to see in our writing. In other words, these instructions are given when we are going to write academic letters. These are letters that are going to be marked, awarded, normally out of 10, and you get your marks if you write and follow what you need to follow. However, if you're writing for pleasure, you may not need such instructions. But this time, let us focus on academic writing. Now you have such an information or instruction. What do you do? 1, you read and understand the instruction. This is key because we cannot do what we don't understand. So it's very, very paramount. It's very, very useful for us to read and understand. As you read, try to understand or try to focus on what the examiner wants. And how do we do that? By identifying what we call the instructive words. I've told my friends that in so many cases, these words are action words. In other words, they are verbs. You can easily know that this is an instructive word. 2, think about the task they have given you. All those instructions given, they always have tasks that you must accomplish. Now, we have read. Let us try to identify the instructive words. Remember, I've said actions, verbs. When you read through, you'll find one here, invite. Let me put it here. Instructive word 1